You've probably heard of Claude, ChatGPT, and so many other AI bots out there on the market. But something that you might be seeing popping up inside of your ad account and wondering what the heck it is, you might see this little pop-up, Manus. Now, Manus is an AI tool that I have been testing and playing with over sort of the last couple of weeks to really figure out what this tool can do and how it integrates directly within Meta itself, and test it with running Meta ad reports, helping to create strategy, and giving an overview on what it believes should be a strategy moving forward. And this is something very exciting, and I haven't done a whole lot of research on Manus itself, but I have been diving into the tool and really playing around with it and seeing what it is really capable of. Now, Manus was acquired by Meta. They paid a lot of money to acquire this AI tool. And what it's supposed to do is, it doesn't just answer questions, but it's actually supposed to do the job. So today I'm going to unpack Manus and share a little bit about it, a few things that I have found to be a little bit frustrating, and really just share with you what I have learnt about using this tool at the moment. Most of you know I have a membership called the Conversion Club, and if you don't know what that is, it is a monthly membership where I teach Meta ads. We come together and have strategy calls, and I support you in building your evergreen strategy for your business so that you can have ads running 24/7 all year round, bringing you leads and sales on autopilot. And this is really where I wanted to dive into Manus and see how it could potentially support business owners, but also my members in what they're doing with ads at the moment. So what have I found out? At the moment, I signed up for the free access and then quickly learnt that Manus runs on credits. You get 500 credits, and then once they're gone, you have to then sign up for a subscription. Now, the downfall of Manus that I find to be a little bit frustrating is that, one, you are paying for a plan, but the way that Manus works is on credits. And the way that those credits work is obviously when you're running a task. So I signed up for the $20 month usage, and you get 300 refresh credits every day. You get 4,000 credits per month. In-depth research for everyday tasks, professional websites and standard output, insightful slides for regular content, task scaling with wide research, early access to beta features, 20 concurrent tasks and 20 scheduled tasks. Now, I didn't read that little fine print that says you get 4,000 credits a month, because I've already used those credits in just 1 week. And the frustrating thing is when you're running a task and it uses all those credits, that task stops and you can't continually run them. That is obviously the downfall. The next upgrade is $40 a month and you get 8,000 credits. So I haven't upgraded to that yet. I am just going to sit with Manus until that renews. But I am really desperate to get back in there and really try a lot of things out. So what have I used Manus for at the moment? I started playing with it and I started to run through some of their prompts that they have. So inside of Manus, it has sort of some prompts that you can utilize, and one of those was to run a 30-day plan, social media strategy plan through my Instagram. I logged into my Instagram and it went through, audited my Instagram account, and then based off the content created a 30-day social media strategy plan for me. And then within inside of that strategy, there was a carousel post. And I thought this would be interesting to see if I could have Manus create that carousel post for me. I put in my branding and my guidelines, and it went and created a carousel post. You can go and check it out on my social media feed. It did a fantastic job. The other thing that I love about Manus when it is creating these creatives is that you can then click on the image and edit the text then and there before you go and export it. And obviously you can then connect Manus into sending that across to like a Notion if you wanted to. It has lots of different integrations that you can utilize, and you basically can obviously send that content across. It gave me like a PDF, and it also gave me a Google Doc that I could download and save. Now, the other things that I had started to test was, because this social media calendar and content that it had given me inside of there, it had obviously pulled content from my social media, and one of the code words was funnel. Comment below funnel to receive an audit on your funnel. And I was like, okay, I don't currently have anything right now because I have moved everything from a platform into Ivory, and I'm still in the process of building out those funnels. And I asked Manus, I said, do you have any ideas on, should I create like a custom ChatGPT, create a custom Manus bot, or create an app that helps course creators to identify if they have holes within their funnel or they need to work on their funnel before running ads. Anyway, so it gave me feedback to build out an app, and off it went. I went in and I started to utilize the Manus tools to build out this app. And I have built out apps inside of ChatGPT before. And they're very simple, they're basic. Obviously, it goes off of what you're asking ChatGPT to build, but I have found them to be just very simple and basic. You can change the branding, but I haven't gone that far. What Manus created was next level. It used all of my branding colors. It came out with like a landing page before you started the quiz. And then it created a whole series of questions based on what I had said were challenges that course creators faced, and went and created all those questions. It gave them ABC options to create. So I used the agents tool within Manus to create that. And then it asked like if I wanted to have an opt-in form. It asked if I wanted a landing page built. And because you can build landing pages inside of these tools, you don't have to anymore go and spend like an hour building out a landing page or building out a funnel. Like, what you can do is truly remarkable. Give it the right information and it will go and create it. And I have found Manus to be a lot more like really a lot better with the branding side of things and making things look really nice. And so that was really cool. And then it also gave the outcome. So they go through, you do the quiz, it gave the outcome, and it also downloads as a PDF. And I noticed that within Ivory. Manus is now an integration with Ivory as well. If you go into flows, you will see that you can add Manus in there as well. Now, I haven't played around with any of this. I find it has been a challenging to access video content or how-to videos on Manus. But just playing around with it, it is pretty cool and I'm loving what I see. Basically, it is very similar to ChatGPT in some ways. You still have your new tasks, agents, you have search where you can search through your chats. Then you have your library. You can create projects with inside of those projects. You can upload like your branding files. You can tell it anything you want it to remember. And I do love that aspect of the projects. Now, when we are talking about integrating into Meta, so I've played around with it, I've built out a funnel, I built out a quiz and have put it out there to get people to test it. And then obviously the aspect of meta ads. So the way that it integrates, basically, if you go into your integrations, you will choose meta ads, and then what you have to do is go log in to your meta ad account. So you'll have to log into your personal profile, which feels a little bit sketchy, logging in and giving a computer access to that. Then what it does is you will go through and choose your ad account or your business manager. If you are in like managing if you're an agency managing clients' accounts, you'll go in and you'll be able to choose the ad account. And what I asked it to do was create a meta ad strategy for a client based on their previous results and our goals moving forward. I then inputted all of the data that it needed in terms of like what our ROAS is, our CPA, like all of the data, the Shopify store costs and percentages on COGS and everything that it needed so that it could identify what our MER was, what our ROAS is, and what our cost per acquisition is. And then from there, it accesses the ad account and goes through the ads. Then from that, it gives you sort of an insight into the data that it has revealed. So it sort of says, okay, this campaign is a standout performer. This is what the ROAS is on it. This is your best performing campaign. And then it gives you some insights on what your next steps are based on the campaigns you're running. Now, one of these stopped through the process of running this and I ran out of credits. So this is something that I definitely would love to dive more into and be able to, see what else it gives me. It also gave a full campaign strategy. So we were creating some new ads and I wanted to test the theory on what it would suggest to put into this campaign. It is a funnel, so we are doing a free lead magnet. It gave me feedback that the copy is really strong on the offer page, and so it was perfectly positioned for cold traffic. And then the campaign setup, it gave me to do a CBO campaign running at $40 a day. It said to do 2 ad sets, one broad, and then also based on interest detailed targeting. Gave me the ideal demographic of age bracket. Then it gave creative angles based on, copy that we should be using and hooks that we should be using. It gave 4 different type of creative angles. Then it gave key recommendations based on the ad account data. Said to use Reels as the primary format, send traffic to the landing page and not a meta instant form. And then it also asked to make sure that I had the pixel active on those pages as well for tracking, and so that it can optimize for leads. And then it gave a rough CPL target. So the goal is to be under $8 for this client, right? But if you're e-commerce, you can put in all of the data that I had given the other client and really see what it says. So this one here was for a business coach, and we were setting up new ads, and this is just the feedback that it had given me. So it was really interesting. That you can then download. It has a document that you can download from that. Then, as a suggested follow-up, it asked, would you like to build out creative briefs for more detail, map out a retargeting sequence, or generate a presentation to share this strategy with the client? It's truly incredible what it gives out. The other one that I had started with, one of the first sort of prompts, I guess, or first bots I deployed was focused on writing a report. And it went in and it reviewed one of my e-commerce clients, and it produced a report on how those ads had performed over the last 30 days. And I think this is where, as agency owners, we could be utilizing these tools to write our reports. Obviously, you can go through them, you can refine them, but wouldn't that make reporting so much easier and a lot quicker? And it gave a little presentation and it says the last 30 days from February 2nd to March 3rd, and you can obviously go in, you can open that, or you can download that, you can add in your branding and all of those things. It gave like an executive summary of the last 30 days, and then it gave what's working, top performing campaigns. It then also gave top performing ads, so which ads are performing the best. So there was one that has sale items in it, the other one that has carousel, and then there was a standalone ad. But the sale ad campaign and the sale ad that is performing the best was at a 9 ROAS, and it gives that information in this document. And then it says actionable next steps. So scale top performers, new creative and audiences, refine underperformers, and attribution settings. It also outlines like some tips on that too. Phenomenal. So I don't know, I feel like Manus is much more intuitive in a way than ChatGPT, and I'm really enjoying utilizing it. And obviously I haven't automated a whole lot. I actually did integrate Telegram. So inside of Manus you have agents, and in agents you can connect to Telegram, and then you can obviously automate things that way, and you can have it come directly to your Telegram with a report, and then you can send that on to a client, so it can kind of give a little bit of a debrief, which is very cool. But I have run out of credits for the moment and cannot utilize it anymore right now. The other exciting thing was I am in a Meta growth forum, and they were reaching out to ad strategists and agency owners who have been running ads for a while. And so they put up a post, and I'm just going to see if I can grab it, because I've been offered the opportunity to share feedback with Manus. So here it says they're looking for a small group of advertisers to join a 1-hour feedback call during the week, which is during now, March 9th to March 13th. So they replied to me, and I have sent an email to them. And it's really to react to early messaging from by Meta, an AI agent that can plan and execute work end-to-end for common tasks, including researching competitive strategies, analyzing cross-channel marketing, creating a content strategy, or building a website, app, or presentation. And what they're hoping to do is get feedback, really, from people, and then as a thank you, they're going to give 1 month pro access to Manus. So that's kind of exciting, but we will see. So it's really to provide feedback. I have sent them an email, and we will see if that leads to being able to give this feedback to them, because it's an exciting time. So if you are seeing Manus and that little pop-up inside of your ad account, that's really what it is and what it's all about. And I will share more as I get to really play around with it and learn more about it. But it so far has really delivered pretty cool results. And I think just with the design aspect of it and the branding side of things, then producing reports for ad accounts. And I think that can help save us some time. And where we can save time, I am all for that. If you have any questions about Manus and you're wanting to maybe learn more about this tool and how to execute it with inside of your own business, I've had some questions asking if I would run a free training on Manus and how to use it and how to get the most out of it and integrating it with inside of your Meta ad account, because you can integrate so much into it. Then let me know if you are interested in that. You can either send me a DM on Instagram or send me an email. But I'm very excited. All of these tools are exciting. They are also a distraction. And there's been so much chat about, ChatGPT and moving to Claude. And I mentioned earlier on my socials this week about finding someone that you trust and that you can go to and ask questions, and they're committed to learning this stuff every single day. They're on top of those changes, just like I'm on top of Meta ads and the changes that are happening there. So find someone that you trust that can give you kind of the overview of the platforms and who knows those platforms really well and whether it's worth you changing or not right now. I am sticking with ChatGPT for the moment because all of my custom bots are in there, and I'm also in a membership that has a custom bot attached to it, and I do use it quite a lot within my business. So for the moment, I am sticking with ChatGPT, and I'm definitely going to be exploring Manus a lot more. But if you have used Manus, tried it and tested it out, or if you found something that's been working really great for you, please, I would love to hear. I would love to know. And if you find someone who is like deep in the trenches with Manus and has some great videos or insights, please do share them, because I have found it really hard to find any training on Manus. So I have just been executing myself. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. As always, please leave a review or tag me over on Instagram if you have listened to this episode, and I hope you have a great day.